Welcome back to the channel. On this week's video you'll see how I get on week 3 of Ashby 20 training with just 3 weeks to go until race day. Good morning, it's now Saturday and I'm on my way to parkrun, so I'll just round you up through how my running week has been so far and what I'm going to be doing over the weekend. So we're starting off on Monday. Monday was an easy run, simply that, yeah, just to get the legs turning. I can't quite remember how far I went, but it had been at an easy run pace. So we then moved into Tuesday, and again didn't quite feel recovered from the weekend, so wasn't ready to do a session just yet, so it was an easy run again on Tuesday around 7:30, 7:40 pace. Moving on to Wednesday, so I didn't have a chance to get out on Wednesday, and even if I did, I was feeling quite sort of sore, achy, not quite sure why, so I just done 2 easy runs, but looked, I had run about 9 or 10 days straight, so I wasn't too concerned about having a day off on Wednesday. I had a massage that evening, it did seem to sort me out, and Wednesday I felt a lot better on my runs on Thursday. I did 2 easy runs on Thursday, so a shorter run with Ben at lunch, and then I did a longer sort of 8-mile run with Emma in the evening, both at an easy pace. So Friday was my first session of the week, and I did this on the Paula Radcliffe track at Loughborough Uni with New Levels Coaching. So we do a free group session every last Friday of the month. I really recommend to get yourself down if you're in the local area. There's a chance to run on that track and have a good quality coach session. So the session was, after a bit of a ramp warm-up, was 5 lots of 6 minutes, and they're increasing intensity. So started off with the first 2 6 minutes were at half marathon pace, which I did in about 6:15s, which for me is quicker than my current half marathon pace, but not quite as quick as my PB. So I've then progressed this down for the next 2 at 10k pace. These were just over 6-minute miles, and then the last one was supposed to be 5k pace, and I did this in just under 6-minute miles, which is a really positive session for me, especially when I've been doing shorter reps at that pace. So it's good to get some roughly 5 by a mile in, a good bit of volume in there, which is suited towards my Ashby 20 training. So while the paces got quicker on my sessions, the recovery was adapted. So the first recoveries on the easier half marathon reps were at a float pace, so this was like a little bit easier than a jog. You're still putting a little bit of effort into that, and then after the 10k it was a slow jog recovery, and then before the 5k we had a 2-minute slow walk recovery, so real chance to go all at it on that last one. So that's parkrun done now in a time of around 20:10, I think. So I keep my watch going and I just split it for parkrun throughout this 9-10 mile run on a Saturday. So I never know my exact time until I get the results through. But yeah, I feel like it was a good strong run. I was heading with a target of 20 minutes. Emma was trying to pace me for this, which I probably let her down a little bit, that I dropped off a bit towards the end. But the first 2 miles were pretty solid, right on pace. I do always struggle in that last mile, sort of on the trail, heading back, slight bit of an incline as well, but I do just tend to run out of steam a bit on that last mile. So there was a point with about 500 metres to go where I could have probably picked it up, like if I had my legs feeling good, I could have turned it on and ran possibly just under that 20 minutes, but it wasn't to be this morning. So this sub 20 is proving quite a tough nut to crack at the moment, but I'll give it another go next week, hopefully. I have got a race on the Sunday. I'm going to be trying to pace 1:30, which will be a really good effort for me if I can do 1:30. We're only doing just under 1:28 at a probably all out effort really about a month ago, so yeah, I'll give it another go and be back to try and get that sub 20 again at Conkers. So Sunday morning's run for me was an absolutely beautiful morning at Albert Village Lake in Swadlincote. So it was a great place to run there. I like doing my long runs there as it's a 1.2 mile loop where I can leave a drink on the loop and you can just have drinks, gels, without having to carry them with me. So for me, I had 20 miles today was my sort of stretch target to try and get up to that distance, as I don't think I've run a 20 mile this calendar year anyway. It's probably late last year, the last time I did a 20-mile run. So wanted to try and get up to that distance to help me in my training for Ashby and then my general fitness going forward. I think that I perform well when I've got sort of 18, 20 mile consistently in each weekend. I feel a lot fitter for doing that. So on our session today, I just did a steady run at a sort of flat pace. I started off about 12 miles at a sort of steady pace, which did get down to just under 7:30 per mile. I think I averaged about 7:20s. And for the first 12 miles, I did 5 miles a little bit easier, just to have a bit of a breather within the session. And then the last 3, I finished stronger at that steady pace again. I had some great company this morning with others out on their sessions as well. So Emma was doing her long marathon session, which totaled 22 miles in the end. So she was doing 7 lots of 1 mile on and 1 mile off. So that was a great session for her. We had Ben doing 4 by 3k on with 1k off. So it was a good session as he's building towards Manchester Marathon in April. And Robbie joined us for a easy, steady run for him. So he came and did a few laps with us at the start. It was good to see Mark there doing his 23 mile run in the end. He kept to an 8-minute mile pace, so I was able to join Mark for about 4 or 5 miles in the middle of my run and have a chat to him there. So it's now 3 weeks out from Ashby 20. I feel a lot more confident. I'm going into it knowing that I've hit the 20-mile distance at a slower pace than I intend to do the run at, but I still know that doing 20 miles this morning, I did it in under 2:30, so already that was quicker than my attempt last year. So I know that I can push towards that sort of 2:20 region, possibly even a bit quicker. It'll be a good indicator next week to see how my half marathon goes. I intend on running this at about 1:30 pace for the half, so that would equate to running Ashby at about 2:17. So I know this is a flat half around Home Pierpoint Lake in Nottingham, but it'll be a good indicator of where I'm at, how I feel for that sort of pace. And then what's going to be achievable 2 weeks from then at Ashby 20. So to sum up my week as a whole, I was really pleased with bouncing back after a lower week last week to get back up to 60 miles with a couple of sessions in there. So I did a quality session on the Friday night. The reason why I left it until Friday was that I did want to go to this track session anyway on Friday, but I possibly could have squeezed in maybe a tempo on Tuesday or earlier on in the week. But as I was feeling last week, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't rushing into doing sessions and then putting me back for the rest of the week. So it was good to get some easier runs in at the start of the week, and it built up to quite a busy weekend of running with having a track session Friday night. My key sessions were at the end of the week because I had the tempo run, was my parkrun on Saturday, and then the long run on Sunday. So I know that next week I'll have to take it back a little bit on the Monday and Tuesday and run a little bit easier. I'm hoping to get my session in on Tuesday if I can do, so it'll have to be a very easy day on Monday. Thanks again for watching this video and following along and supporting my training as I build up to Ashby 20. Please do let me know if you got out in some great weather this weekend. Where did you spend your weekend running? And I'll see you in next week's video.